make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good. Fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts. I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong. I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth. Can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about. Have your cloud, it be raining now. I keep making sound, go another round. I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.
You don't wanna fuck with me. A slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
Anything negative, cause I just wanna hear it out your mouth, yeah. Give me fuel, it's a tool that I use to go ahead and run my mouth, yeah. I take shots, I take loss, I make shots, I miss lots. That's how you get big box, you get yachts, you swing lots and pop off a big shot. I ain't done chasing, got big dreams, bigger things, impatient. Who's at the top think they need replacement? Who's at the top think I'm gonna erase them? Face it, I don't give up quick, I don't give up shit, I won't give up this. Cause I know that I want it, know that I'm on it, I'll make it, I promise.
You don't wanna fuck with me. A slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan. Your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour. Take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder. Work until you're prouder. And f*** all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all wanna ring, yeah, we all wanna be free. So show me what you got, what you bring, how you fight in the ring, how you take a fucking swing. Do you got heart, are you mean? Got some scars, got some needs, are you willing to go bleed? I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yeah, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel
feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
Hello and good evening, everybody. If you're just now joining us, it is the Mobile Mayhem Coaches Spotlight Edition. It's your boy Verdict back with another one. So we're going to be joined tonight by the one and only Shotzi, who's going to be co-hosting with me. We don't have a image slideshow for him, but he's here. And speaking of Image, we've also got several coaches, including Image from the Goof Troop, the Goofy Goobers, who are about to be picked up by another roster. We won't know who. Maybe we'll get some inside information, but we also have got Zim from NYSLM Mayhem, as well as Bolu from Tribe. So, Image, we'll start with you. How has your night gone, man? And are you ready for tonight to really start?
Yeah, it's been well. Just got home from work and had practice. Just finished practice, then we're here.
All right, good deal, Zim. Good night with the boys. You had the night off as well, too, right?
Yeah, just chilling, watching football.
Oh, good deal. Who's playing?
Eagles, Texans,
Oh yeah, Eagles blowing them out, right?
smashing them.
Yeah.
Pause.
Good night. Bolu, you having a good one?
Yeah,
I'm doing good.
Okay, good deal, good deal. Y'all handled business tonight. It was a good 3-0. That Yo Mama team, they've got potential. I gotta say, they look. I mean, y'all won it. It doesn't matter if it's an inch by a mile, but they got some pretty decent talent on their side.
I mean, for us, that was all of our first games, so like, we can
Whoa, y'all didn't even warm up?
No, we don't warm up for that. They're a good team.
Okay. Shotzi, we won't forget about you, homie. How was your night? And how have you been? You didn't take your meds, did
man,
you?
I've been napping. Nope, no time meds.
Okay, so we're here for a great night. Obviously, in the first edition, the return of the Spawn, we had a pretty epic night. I had planned for a very equal opportunity for us to have that same kind of vibe, but I couldn't get any of the players from UD to respond fast enough, so I didn't feel like it was fair. They said Image was available. I was like, well, you know what? We're just going to make this a mashup. We're going to go ahead and knock out a coach's spotlight. And with Stage 5 right around the corner, we've got some high expectations for all of you guys to perform and put your best foot forward. And I think for one thing, you guys got the opportunity to do something great and pull in some great some great, you know, top seeds coming through in LAN event. It's got to be exciting, but it's also got to be pretty scary. Image, talk to me. Like, what kind of mindset does your team have right now, and are they prepared? Are they getting ready? Are they antsy? Clout, I didn't even say hi to you, bro. I forgot you were here. That's all on me. Clout, you add
Yeah,
along
you're
to
good.
that one too as well.
You did say hi. You did say hi.
Did I? I felt
Yeah,
terrible.
you did. You did.
Okay.
You
All right.
did, yeah.
All right. So
No worries. You're good.
run me through it. Like, what's a daily, you know, expectation for your team preparing for stage 5? It's a LAN event, first of its own kind. Like, pressure high.
I think with any LAN event, I mean, it's the first LAN event in CODM, so everything is going to be new for every team that, you know, goes there, especially with a crowd, being next to, you know, the Call of Duty, I think, major one, and it's not hosted by anyone. It's in, so I think it's something that's very, I guess, new to everyone. I mean, it's fun though. I'm excited. I'm more excited to meet the players and meet other people as well. So I'm more excited than nervous. I mean, I'm also not playing as well. I feel like it's more the nerves is more towards the players.
Right.
I won't be in the stage. I'm more in the background with Image, but yeah, I'm excited, and I'm pretty sure everyone else is excited.
Good deal.
Yeah. Kind of like to add on to that. It's not to say that playing, or I mean, players also get nervous, right? But Bolu, he knows this when he had to sit out during Masters. It is pretty nerve wracking watching because you have no control of what they can do, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
Trust.
But you know, we're keeping up with our practices, learning things along the way, just doing the daily routine. Hopefully, we'll be ready by then. But by the looks of it, you know, NA is a pretty strong region. We've scrimmed NYSL and we've scrimmed Tribe, so we know what they're capable of, and hopefully we can show out in stage 5 and prove everybody that NA is a strong region. Not as much quantity, but we have the quality for sure.
100% agree. I think when we talk about like regions being the strongest, if you're thinking NA's not in that top 3 category, you're probably lying to yourself and in denial. We've had several discussions with each region, and every region that I've had the chance to talk to, NA has always been tossed up there as a top category. So, Bolu, this is just another day at the office for you guys. Y'all have handled business. I mean, just about as good as a Tribe team can. Are the boys ready? Are they good to go? Is there any like nervous? Is anybody like having second guesses?
No, it's okay. It's still 1 month and a week away, so just waiting to play the tournament. Yeah, the goal.
Okay. Zim, talk to me. We've got a little over 45 days. Things could look better, but you put in a lot of work. There's a lot of work going on behind the scenes for you guys over there. I was a part of a boot camp with you guys, and I was gonna add on to Clout's you know, thought just then. It's like, I'm not playing, but I'm not, you know, but I don't have to get nervous. I can just imagine how they feel. I wasn't even a part of anything in stage 4, and I was in the next room, and I was just like biting my nails. That is very just nerve-wracking in its own to not have any relationship to something like that, and then you're in the next room with it, and all of a sudden it's just like, well, damn, man, I'm anxietied up. What are the thoughts behind the scenes with the boys over at the Mayhem?
I mean, you know, you try your best to trust in the preparation that you put forward. You try to trust in the VOD. You try to trust in the talent of the players that you have. You know that everybody's there for a reason. North America has a lot of great players, and even more now that aren't on rosters right now that are 18 plus, and even more that are coming up in the next year and the next coming years. But yeah, going into tournaments, I don't think that there's so much a lot of anxiety from us, as much as I would think that it's trusting the preparation and trying to find some kind of semblance of stability going into tournaments. All season long, we've had a rotating, how do you say, carousel of different people playing and stuff, and we're trying to figure out who we want to lock in. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. All right. Well, we got a little test in the waters question. You know, something just to kind of throw us and see where everybody's at. We're just gonna keep it light here on this one. All right. So, I felt like everyone's gonna have the same answer, but I feel like it's due diligence to ask. Going into an event, you have no idea outside of seeing VODs, seeing or hearing what you hear from other players, or being able to get hands on with other regions. It's very impossible to kind of gauge the talent. But what region are you guys least worried about? And we'll go with Zim since you were the last time around. I gotta ask you first. Which region do you feel like you don't have to worry about as much, or what regions would you throw into a category like that?
Yeah, I think that's a I think that's a disrespectful question to
I
all of
mean,
the regions. It's not a good. I would say that the regions, there are major regions and there are obviously the
well, let me rephrase it then.
non-major regions. Like if you look at it
What region do you fear the face the most then? And then I kind of mitigate the tossing anybody under the bus.
I think we have a lot of excitement to face the Europeans. It's always like the El Clasico type thing in the West. European teams are often there are some distinctions between the play styles and even the metas. You go and you watch their games and you watch ours. Lately, there's been a lot of similarity. Everybody's learning the remote control at the same rate. So that's going to be something that I'm definitely looking forward to, especially knowing a lot of those guys, and having spent a lot of time with Animus and stuff. I really love those guys. So the familiarity there will be fun. But aside from them, I really genuinely feel interested the most to play against the Chinese teams. I have zero idea what they're going to be doing come the World Championship, because I still don't think that they're even playing the World Championship rules or even control right now at the moment.
Okay.
But they're going to be super interesting. I thought they were insane last season, and then the Garena teams are obviously always a joy to watch. So seeing how they match up with North America will be very interesting for sure.
All right, yeah, there we go. Bolu, I think we may have covered it with you, but anything you want to add to that, or I mean, agree? Smile and wave.
Actually, who I'm looking forward to play the most?
Yeah.
Let's say the teams that I haven't played yet: Chinese teams, Garena teams, and the team from Japan would be interesting to play against, in my opinion. See Japanese people playing.
Japanese region is kind of weird though, right? Didn't they have like a
They've got like 3 or 4 teams.
Yeah,
they don't have a lot of teams.
The one team Scars.
iPad talent.
There was
Yeah,
2 of them. It was Scars and the Brilliant team or whatever.
Only one of them qualified, though, right?
Yeah, right. Scars
Yeah.
made it there.
The team that didn't drop a map in the tournament. I want to see how they play.
It's like a
Is that the reason why though?
No, it's interesting.
No, there's a reason why they won all those though. Most of those teams, they don't really care about champs. Most
like
of the
super
teams,
iPad all year.
they were really iPad heavy.
Yeah, big.
Only Scars is the team that wants to compete really in World Championship. Like, not to say that the other teams didn't want to, but they all stuck to their iPads until the week before champs. That's it.
I mean,
It
also
is-
Stars, sorry to cut you off, but
Yeah,
Stars also sponsored by Sony as well. So they had the Xperia early last year. So they pretty much had like a lot of practice on the phone, I guess, compared to other Japanese teams.
Interesting. I'm
Makes
glad
sense.
you brought that up. I mean, because like right now we're heading into an event where publicly released information isn't available on what kind of device we're going to be seeing. I know there's works and talks behind closed doors, but making a device change, that's probably got to be like one of the biggest adjustments rolling into an event of this caliber, right? I mean, what are you guys doing to prepare for that accommodation? Because it's going to come, it's 45 days away. I mean, is there any way that you guys are practicing to get like better? Are y'all like lowering the frames per device? What's that process like? Somebody walk me through it.
Knowing the ROG, one of our players, Washi, has been on ROG since gaming phones were a thing, and so he just went back to his ROG from the Xperia that one of our players gave him. So the rest of the other players, nothing really that they can do. When we switch devices, if it's not the red magic, you can always expect like a touch delay of some sort. So 100% just going back to like a device that will have that touch delay is pretty much gonna help them with adjusting. Just because if you're used to like perfect touch delay with your ROG or your iPhones, it's gonna be a whole lot different when you switch to a different phone, and you never know what device they're gonna provide us in stage 5. So that's pretty much it for preparation.
Okay. But like Image, like, do you think like how you said the touch delay or whatever? Do you think that's gonna affect like majority of the players in like a skill gap or maybe like a gunfire or something like that?
It could. It depends how well they adjust to it right away. Like I said, we don't know what device is coming. The best thing you can do is kind of give yourself a disadvantage right now.
Yeah.
So that when you do get the device, if it is good, then it'll be a better feel for you. If it's bad, then at least you're kind of familiar with that bad feeling of the touch delay.
Okay.
We had a similar case. Go ahead.
Oh, so I was saying every phone is different. Like some people like the Red Magic more than Xperia last year. Some people like the Xperia more than the Red Magic. Even though like each phone has their, I guess, pros and cons. So obviously, if you're adjusting, because there's different screen sizing. Some of them like have different sense or like a different sort of platform that they use for like gaming mode and stuff like that. So for players, it would be hard for adjustment. I think back in the days, is going back in time, but when people were playing mostly on iPad and adjusting to the phone, a lot of players weren't necessarily good from adjusting to iPad to the phone. But as time goes on, I feel like people who have obviously more experience with different devices in the scene, it would be easier for them usually to adjust than someone maybe coming in champs, maybe someone like Blur or Washi, since they didn't have the experience to like play with the Xperia last year, for example.
Okay.
So I feel like for people that actually played already in champs in the past, probably have sort of an advantage on that end when it comes to device.
That's an interesting take.
It is.
Bolu, what are your thoughts on it? You're a player. You got your hands on a device. Obviously at some point you're gonna have to make an adjustment. How long is that process, and what is it like as a player to have to go through?
It depends on the player. I'll say like for me, it just also depends on the player and how much you practice. So for someone like me, it took me like, I remember when I switched from iPad to Red Magic in May of 2020, it took me like one and a half weeks to feel like I'm 100%. And I think I remember, I don't know if Little B's in the chat, it took him a while to get used to the phone. I know Zim can agree with that.
Y'all had him on the nipple for so long, bro. Let me tell you.
The sneak diss is crazy.
No, that wasn't a sneak diss. That was a 100% in your face diss. Like that bro was
that is right.
for the longest time. Like I'm glad you made that analysis.
From what I remember from the phone.
Bro, I think he's still in training wheels, right?
I don't know. He's good now. I'm just saying it depends on the person, Two have different.
Gotcha. All right. Well, Zim, you've got the sippy cup drinker over there in Little B. Tell me, what is the adjustment like? How frustrating is it to have to hear those guys talk about stuff like that? And how do you deal with it?
Well, I'm not too qualified to talk about like phones and iPads and stuff. I've never like.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, like handling the players talk about it.
Yeah, it's definitely something I know exists. I would say that for a little bit in particular, like he's definitely gone through the like most miraculous, or not, I don't want to say miraculous, it's like most mind-boggling like process through getting ready for phone and then kind of going back to iPad and the back and forth in between. But it ended up coming down to like now if you were to ask him just the mental aspect of it, in reality, it is just a smaller screen. You're a great player. Your brain is the same. The way you think is the same. The way you try to do things is the same. So the mental adjustment, you really got to want to get better at switching to cut that time down. But he's done a great job, and he's not dealing with it too much. I have heard plenty about the touchscreen delay. I don't know, quite honestly, how that feels because, like I said, I don't play, so I don't know if that's really that big of a deal. But like for me personally, if I was to hop on every so often and play on my iPhone 11 or whatever on 60 FPS, like I think it's fine. I don't know what the difference is between iPhone and Red Magic or Red Magic and ROG and Xperia and stuff like that. I'm sure some devices feel better than others, but I would imagine top players will still be top players most of the time, regardless of device switch. So it just takes that little bit of adjustment period.
Like it.
Okay. But Zim, go back to your really good point. Like you said mental was a huge thing. Like how do you deal with coaching wise and since how there's mental players who get frustrated really easily, players who need the coaching because they don't know what to do sometimes. Like how do you maneuver around that with your players?
How do I maneuver around what?
Like how do you maneuver like the mental
temperaments?
Yeah.
Temperaments.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, quite honestly, that's still a skill that I'm developing myself. Like there are lots of people that you could talk with from the earliest days of me starting to coach in COD Mobile and to today, where like my style's changed, the way that I approach some problems has changed, and that's just through trial and error and learning and learning that people your approach to people, like the shoe doesn't fit on everybody. Sometimes you have to kind of make that adjustment. In terms of my team, I'm lucky to have been with this group of players for the most part for an extended period of time. So they are very familiar with how I work, and for the new guys, I'm at least familiar with them, and we've been able to spend some time together prior to them joining the team, or I knew of them beforehand, so they were familiar with me. It's helpful to have a group of guys that are more or less in the same kind of area, so I don't have to stray too far in how I approach different guys. But I would imagine if you had people who were all over the wall and you had dudes that just were strong as a rock and stable, that would definitely be frustrating. But luckily for us, we are fairly cut from a similar cloth,
Right.
All right.
Bands.
Go ahead.
Both like you as a player, or being more engaged with the team, inside screens, inside tournaments. How do you deal to maneuver around that?
What do you mean? I don't understand.
How do you handle conversations with players when you're both playing the same game, and how do decisions come about to who's right and who's wrong? Obviously, it doesn't matter who's right or wrong. It's just as long as you're on the same page. But what's that process like? Because we're hearing it from a coach. You're a player that doesn't have a coach role per se for Tribe. But I feel like you're the only one with the voice of reason, who's been there, done that. You're veteran, you're tenured. Obviously, you got Tech, but he's a newer addition. I know he does not like that role. How is it like handling situations like that?
Like how to handle team conversations?
Yeah,
like to do something?
Yeah, or someone's having an attitude one day, or...
I mean, if someone's having attitude, you call it out right there. Because if you let that pass, then it'll affect the team in the future. So you just have to talk it out in that moment to make team decisions. It's good. It's good to have everyone's voice, but you obviously on respawns, everyone does their part for communication. And if you lose a map, you obviously everyone talks it out, and as a team, you make a decision. And so in S&D, you want to have one voice there. And if you make a mistake, you just talk it out at the end and figure out what you could have done better. What other strategies you can incorporate. But that all comes after the matches. You never want to argue in the middle of the game.
No.
It's always after the match.
Here we go. Handle business in and out is addressed as soon as possible. Image Clout, you guys got a bunch of goofy goobers over there. How many of them are hard-headed, and how hard, or is it easy to handle at times?
Well,
I'll let
it's
Image
a
go first.
name. Yeah,
Clout's like, I want to see what he says first. And if I can tag
yeah.
along, I'll tag along. I'm not taking the heat for this one.
It's really all in the name, man. Like, those guys really are goofy. Most of the times, if you do listen in on our toms, they're pretty wild with it. They like to make fun of each other, that type of stuff. It's really a good vibe here. And most of the time, whenever there is a problem, they talk it out. I mean, I don't really have to come in and say, you guys got to start. Can I swear?
Oh, yeah, we're 18 plus, bro. You say what you want. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So basically, I just, I don't really have to come in there and, stop them from bitching at each other, that type of stuff.
Good.
They usually figure it out. Solo is really good at it. He usually comes in, clears everybody's heads. If there's ever any problems, between two people. But aside from that, it's a good vibe here. Not too many problems. They're all working towards the same goal at the end of the day. So yeah.
Yeah, just to add on, I guess we don't really have any issues with, I guess, like temperaments with players like that. I think it's due to the fact that we know the players since the beginning of their careers and stuff. I met Solo back in Explicit, Washi, I knew some Zygnus. Blurf was an AR at the time. Image was ready with Band, and Envy I actually met too when he first started back when Explicit was called Vanguard. So, knowing every one of those guys, I guess before they were known as really good players, I guess that sort of helps. Because, you actually kind of grown from the bottom up with a lot of those players and whatnot, compared to if you just join a team, it's like sort of like you don't really know them.
I'm so glad he brought up Solo, because we had a little conversation on rant today on stream. When we did listen-ins, Solo was always like, we were talking about him in person, in particular because of his personality type. He's like, I've interviewed, Dave was like, I've interviewed Solo before. I've never met someone who was so just downright confident, but humble at the same time. And I've done listen-ins, and Solo really is that voice of reason. He will come at you hot and like, hey, this is what it is. But he'll also, kind of fall back into place afterwards. So I could definitely see him be that particular role in the VC. And I've never met Solo, but I'd like to. I can't wait to. Which is going to lead me to my next question. Who are we excited to meet in Stage 5 outside of our teams? I am excited about meeting Solo. Ever since I saw his video in Stage 4 last year, he's a character. I haven't had a chance to like mash up with him.
Definitely.
But I cannot wait to meet him in person.
No, I can't wait to meet him in person again. Something about Solo is that his vocabulary is like really big, and the way he uses it, he's kind of like the J. Cole of the team. He always has something mixing up.
There we go. All right, so who are we excited to meet outside of? Because everything aside, this is a in-person event. It's going to be handling business, but at the same time, while we're there, let's have some fun. Right? Who are we excited to meet face to face? Who are some people you're looking forward to seeing for the first time? I would guess we'll start with Image since we left off that last question with you guys.
With me, honestly, just everybody else, especially my friends in Omega there. I've known them since, some of them like 2016. Really excited to meet them, especially because, I haven't been back home in the Philippines as well. So for them to come over here, meet Jericho, meet Whoopi, Idra, all those guys, I've known them for a long, long time. So, that's pretty much it.
Clout? Anybody in particular?
I mean, terms of, I guess I'm more excited to see more of like the actual possible console players and stuff. I don't know, like
Oh.
since we're gonna be in the same area,
Think outside the
getting like a
box.
different like call it like thinking. I'm more like interested to actually meet like those type of players, especially being in the same venue and that sort of thing. So that's more what I'm excited for mostly. But I mean, in terms of Call of Duty Mobile, I mean, I would like to see Neil from Nova because I actually was part of Nova at one point, and I actually really like Neil a lot.
Oh, dude, Neil is like I would just hook him all day long, bro. He's such a great guy. I don't mean anything weird by that. Okay, maybe just a little bit, but I mean, if you ever met me, if you ever seen me, if you ever had a conversation with me, I'm like I'll just say whatever, and I don't give a damn because I'm very confident in what I do. I'm not as confident as Solo. That guy can do anything, but I like to have a good time. And Neil is one of the first interviews I got to have on when I started casting Mobile Mayhem EU. And I mean, his story, everything about him. Neil is just a special guy. He's a character, been through a little bit of adversity, just like us all, and is seemed to come out on top. Man, he's just looking forward to seeing big things around. I'm looking forward to meeting him too. I'm glad you brought him up. But enough about me. Bolu, who are we looking forward to meet? I think we asked you last time, but has anything changed? Are you looking forward to bump elbows with anybody that you haven't met before?
Like I said, the Chinese teams will be interesting to meet. I think it's cool to meet
So you want
a
to meet
team
Island?
Yeah, all the players there would be cool. I want to get a picture with them.
Okay.
But
You're not gonna look at the camera anyway, so why in the hell are you gonna take a picture?
just for memory. But
Okay.
I think it's cool to meet a team that doesn't speak any English and competing in the same game we are. So
I was gonna use Google Translate. Ah!
Oh god damn.
But that's I think is cool to see. And obviously you're gonna see the other NA teams as well. It'd be cool to see them again.
Okay.
And some of the European guys too.
Oh, Marvel, dude! I can't wait to meet Marvel and Grizz and everybody else in the EU scene. Zim, talk to me.
Yeah, that's it for me too. The Animus guys, for sure. Right off the top of my head, I haven't met them before, so I'd love to meet all of them. I'd actually really like to meet the Brazilians because in a lot of the different games that I've played and games that I watch, Brazilian teams tend to be just very energetic and very passionate groups of people, and our languages are fairly similar. So I think we could communicate a little bit too. It'd be fun.
Exciting.
There's one guy on I think Inco that played Forward Assault. That'd be interesting to beat him since 4 years ago. It's Lucas.
Who is it?
Lucas. Oh god damn,
You've
the
been
goat.
competing against him forever, huh?
Yeah, I've known him for
Was he
since
always that
2018.
good?
He was the third best team in Forward Assault. So he was good. He was a good player,
Yeah, tell him who's the number one.
our team. But
Oh, talk to
it's
me.
our team DTR and Lucas' team was called Euphoria, and they're a Brazilian team. I think they have one more guy that played in Influence Rage. I forgot who, but they're still competing.
Starlight, Zim is like 5'8". He's not that tall, but he's a very impressive character. So it's not about the size. It's about the impact he brings to the table. He's a character. I'll just say that. No response, Zim. Okay, all right.
But
I tried to poke the bear, and Bear's still here. Okay, cool. On to the next things. Bands came through. Stage 5, right around the corner. How much of an impact is the Goliath going to have being out of the mix? Is everybody happy about that? Was anybody, surprised?
Not really, but I mean,
Not really.
No, I think it's more competitive to have the Goliath band. I mean,
agree.
there's a lot of times where I feel like a lot of teams should have won if a team didn't have a Goliath, or they get their Goliath stolen, that sort of thing. They misplace it and then they end up losing because they lost with their own Goliath and all that sort of thing. So, and regular COD, there is no Goliath either. There's no robots in the field or anything that you see in regular console. So I think it's better overall for the scene.
They also ban a lot of AI operated score streaks and don't have operators.
Except
But
for
they did they use
Except for
did they
Hunter
use
Killer. Hunter
Hunter
Killer is
Killer?
still out, and like that should
Well,
be
that should
gone.
be
I don't know why
also.
that's a thing, but
But then
So-
it goes back to what if they like how could they incorporate the cluster strike? Because I feel like the ban on the cluster strike was
they just have to remove the. They just have to adjust the ping thing. It's the same reason the
so
lightning
what you're
strike and
saying if
the
they adjusted it
napalm are banned.
if they made it to where you point something instead of pulling up the little tablet screen, we would have
Wouldn't-
predator and cluster.
No, I wouldn't even say that. I would say you could put
Make
it
it
to
so
where
that it pings one time,
and that's
or
it.
make
Yeah.
it so that you can't put it away. Like
Yeah,
like take away the cancel button, or make it just ping once, and that's it.
Yeah, but then what if happens if you take away the cancel button? Someone's just sitting at there staring at the
Don't
screen.
pull
and
it
then,
out in a stupid spot.
Well,
Don't
then you
pull it
just
out in a
die,
stupid
and then you
spot,
just
know?
pull it back out, and you die again. You're just continuously UAVing. Maybe they just take away the
Well,
pings altogether.
well,
Don't throw them
that's
on
the
the.
thing. Well, that's the thing is that like it pings every time you pull it. So if there was no cancel button and it only pings once,
Yeah.
it's like you're not gonna get a second ping. You're not gonna get a third one or a fourth one or a fifth one. You know, you pull it when you need to use it, and that's it.
Kind of like how a pred is the moment you press that button, that's it.
It's taken
There you
off.
go.
You have
Yeah.
to commit to it. Yeah.
It's like good luck.
So
Look, just
go ahead.
just a suggestion. Like me personally, instead of the cluster strike, I would prefer the what's it called, the lightning strike or the air strike.
Yeah.
It's the same thing though with those.
It does the
It's
same
the
Yeah,
same
thing.
it's the
So-
same thing. It's the same
so-
thing. But I feel like it's more competitive because it's more counterable with the trophy.
Wait, you can
I'm not
prevent
gonna lie
a.
though. I haven't like reliably seen trophy systems blow up lightning strike, like the strikes in general. Like, they're
Yeah,
very
it barely
likely to
happens.
fuck.
It barely happens.
They do now. They used
Unless,
to.
no,
Look.
I,
used
I, I,
to.
understand, I understand that it does, like the trophy does blow up the thing, but unless it's directly on top of the trophy, like right on the head of it, it won't block it because the lightning strike thing is, when it blows up, the hitbox is so big that honestly, it would probably destroy the trophy 9 times out of 10 times. You know.
Oh, this is probably an
Good point, good
unpopular
point.
opinion, but how long until we see a ban on a trophy come through? Is that something that is ever going to happen?
No.
Trophy is like,
Probably.
weak right
Not with the amount of utilities
yeah.
going on.
I mean,
right
it's
now.
not allowed in
Weak. Trophy needs to
CDL.
be
I mean,
buffed.
why would they talk? I mean, it's not allowed. It wasn't allowed last year, I guess. So maybe I'm just jaded.
I mean, they also banned smokes too.
Yeah, they
So
banned a
maybe
lot
that's
of
the
other
But
reason.
stuff.
also trophies don't prevent like predator missiles from hitting you, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they do. They still do.
in
They're still
CDL?
doing in console. Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing like the lightning strike, although like a little less so.
Okay.
Like you'll probably trophy a pred a lot more often, but it just depends on where the trophy is. Like if I drop a pred on you, if it's in the right spot, it'll probably blow the trophy up. We've seen plenty of that too. So trophy's weak right now. Trophy needs a buff. To be honest.
Ooh. Does it really?
Trophy,
though?
the whole 2 projectile thing is troll with how many people are
is.
running tactician and all the stuff that you can throw, and every single life you get another set of just a whole bunch of things to
So
throw.
what would be
So
a
the 2
fix?
projectile thing, like
Would
2
you
to
like
3,
to see like a
2 to
timer
3
on
would be
it
a little.
more, or
No, 2 to 3 would be good. From the 2 projectiles to 3, I think would be fine just for the base trophy, and then maybe a little range buff would be fine. But besides that, trophy's quite honestly a little weak right now, in my opinion.
it eats grab vortexes up though?
Yeah, I don't know about. Yeah, I would say it is weak right now, but I
It's not
wouldn't
like
really.
unusable, but it's definitely weak.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of needed because of like there's so many teams that run tactician from what like all the other regions that I've seen. Those stuns will just destroy a trophy, and then all the other throwables will just come right through.
So you run tactician,
I'm a-
you're hitting 2 of them there, and then all of a sudden, you've cleared the 1 trophy out. You just throw a baked nade or another stun.
Well, it's not
Just
even
a-
just tacticals that the trophy blows
Yeah.
up. You've got
Yeah.
operators that
Yep.
count as projectiles. You've got, well, I mean, you've got score streaks. You've got obviously the lethals and the tacticals. It's a whole lot of stuff that the trophy has to deal with, and there's only two things per trophy, so it's weak. It needs a little buff, to be honest.
Yo,
Yeah,
Miss Merck, thank you for the shiny
so
unicorn. I
this was
appreciate
talked
you.
about in the
Thank you
last
so
one,
much. Hope the boys are
but
doing well.
you know, how would y'all feel seeing a different operator ban? Not an operator ban, a different operator per person in competitive.
Unique operators. Yeah. Well,
Yep.
we've had that
That-
Operators
before,
are
but
like
in champs.
trolley. Yeah.
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 I've even heard players
I-
say do away with all operators altogether. How do y'all feel about that? Is that too spicy
That
of a
would be
take,
a
though?
lot better, I think. But I mean, I don't know if the other regions will agree, but I know for us here, the no operators thing we can handle.
I think it depends on who you ask. Like, I'm
Okay.
a person that,
Yes.
like, me personally, I like operators, but at the same time, I understand the logic behind no operators. It's totally fine. I agree with that as well. I think my base argument always comes down to for operators is always that we're not playing Cold War, we're not playing Vanguard, we're not playing Modern Warfare 2, we're playing COD Mobile. What is COD Mobile? COD Mobile is a celebration of everything that is great in COD. All of the things that are in COD Mobile are, to somebody, the best things from those COD titles. So operators were definitely very interesting and really, really fun to watch when they were introduced in, I think, BO3. And it does definitely provide a different dimension of, skill and things to prepare for. The 5 of any kind of operator right now is it's a little troll, but it's gotten better over the years. They've definitely trimmed down on the operators with the ban lists and stuff, so they can only potentially get better as it goes on. I hope though that they either remove operators or go unique. Keeping it like this would be a mistake.
Okay.
So, talking about
Hold
ban
on, hold on,
operators.
whoa,
Then,
whoa, 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 whoa.
oh, okay.
Thoughts.
Oh, my
Thoughts.
bad, my bad, my bad.
Image, Bolu, what are you guys' thoughts on that?
Bolu can go.
On what?
Right.
Bolu's already signed
On
for his test run.
On
He's checked out.
operators,
Like-
I think
like, what if-
operators need to go back to where it's one unique operator per person. That's what
Okay.
I enjoyed the most.
All right.
So like you can actually like track like, oh, like this guy's gonna be on this operator. He's been pretty good with it the last couple weeks. Like let's see how he can change the game, something like that. Otherwise, everyone's doing the same thing, and it's kind of annoying.
It's just a clusterfuck of who's going to be able to pop theirs first and who's going to brick theirs
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
It's
Before
very
anybody else
difficult.
hops in on that, I think that in addition to unique operators, it would be really, really cool if they would make you declare the whole thing where like you can have all these classes and you have different operators back and forth between your different classes makes it like difficult competitively to track. That was like a thing back then where when it was that way in Mobile Mayhem and in the tournaments before the rule sets were kind of solidified, is that it was unique operators, but you could switch back and forth between maybe I didn't want to use a War Machine anymore, maybe I want to use an Annihilator, maybe I want to use this or that or whatever, and it led to a lot of DQs and stuff. So if they made you declare your operator like an operator draft prior to the match and had that locked in, that would not only make the game a lot more fun to play because of the whole lack of operator spamming, but it would make it easier to track because you know that your operator is like directly somebody else's and you can specifically pay attention to that individual. So that'd be cool.
Image Clout.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I do agree with the whole unique operator thing. I think that was they had operators in console as well. Like, people used to play. I think they had unique operators as well in console.
It was,
from what I remember. So I think that they should do that system, and maybe if COD they add like a lock system. Like so once they pick this operator for maybe competitive, you could put it on the private settings or something. You know,
kind of like picking
The
your
lock,
champion
I call it,
for other games, right?
Yeah, like
You
kind of like
gotta
you're
lock-
picking
yeah.
like Apex Legends or something. These
Yeah, like a
once,
draft. Like
Yeah,
I said.
once you pick that, that's it.
That makes
and-
sense now. Yeah, now that I said
Yeah.
that, I'm like,
Yeah,
looking back,
that's
I'm
what-
like,
that's
damn,
what-
that
that's
I'm like
in there.
visualizing is like, hey, this is what you got to select, and you got to pick it before someone else
And
does.
like surely
yeah.
that couldn't be too difficult to code in because there was that in BO3 when operators were introduced. You had an operator draft and you went and you locked in your operator and that was it. Like it didn't ask you to put an operator on your class. It asked you to put an operator on your character, and you kind of went with that, you know.
I like it. Shotzi, what you got?
Oh, so like as I was saying, the ban operators. Like, do y'all think the claw should be banned for stage 5 or no?
No, dude, what kind of question is that, bro?
No.
It's
I, you know, we,
literally.
got, we gotta know. We gotta
Look,
know. We have to know.
Bobby and I had a great discussion the other night, and I don't know if anybody caught it, but we were talking about operators who were talking about nerfing the purifier because it is just way too damn long and dragged out. I think he said it was like 30 seconds. It's so damn long, and I was thinking, I was like, well, the only way to make that better. Or make the claw better, a little more competitive, was to increase the time for the claw to kind of like keep up with stuff like that. And then he made a good note, like, what if they had a set time frame for all the operators to last X amount of time? You pop it, it's 15 seconds, or you pop it, it's 20 seconds. It's the same value across the board. Obviously, I don't play the game as much as these players do, but I mean, how much sense does that make? In comparison, it would make like popping your operator a lot more vital because you wouldn't have a lot of time to waste, and I assume it would make the regeneration process a little smoother too.
But you also have to see like the claw, like you shoot a wall and it kills you. Like
Shotzi, it is exactly what it's supposed to do.
No, because it's
it ricochets. It's literally what it's
ricochet.
It's supposed to do that, but like like I feel like they can still nerf it though.
But what if they nerf all of the other operators to have a similar time frame?
The ricochet itself does a little less damage is really the only thing, if you really wanted to nerf it, that you could do. But why would you do that? Like, claw's okay. Claw's not too bad.
I don't think the claw's overpowered with the amount of time that it has to use it.
Absolutely not. Claw's strong, but it's not busted, you know?
Clout?
The amount of 5Ks I've seen is crazy.
That's okay.
Well, it's strong, you know? It's not trash.
I mean, it's more like kind of like a death machine, you know? And if you could still outgun people one claw.
Yeah.
It takes more skill to use than just point and spray like a purifier.
Purifier just always wraps. There's no like 9 times out of 10 you're done for.
It's like you're popping at top P3 in standoff, and you've got it for the entirety of that whole hill. I don't understand that almost.
When the balance changes come out, Vortex is going to be a fucking problem. You can't kill yourself with it anymore.
See that's a problem for me because
they've been steady buffing Vortex like season after season, and the most recent buff, like now you can't kill yourself. Like the only thing.
Oh, I wouldn't say stupid.
I've been on record saying Vortex is broken. Like Vortex is insane right now.
It's a great denial tool.
But like. At least it was a little balanced because you could kill yourself with it, so you can't just shoot it at your feet. But now
they're just gonna shoot at their feet and stand in the corner.
Yeah, you get an extra shot, and then you can't kill yourself. It's nuts. Vortex is gonna be S+++ tier in champs meta, I think. Really, really good operator.
So, do you think if it comes out busted, Zim? Do you think they like?
It's already busted.
So do you think it's gonna get banned? Then is what you're saying?
Yeah.
It becomes, in my opinion, it becomes a ban because people. I don't even think people are actually like using the Vortex how they really should be using the Vortex is slapped on. Vortex is crazy. But if people got on the horse on it and started like really running that Vortex. It would be not fun to watch, I would imagine. Because last season champs meta, it was just straight up Vortexes and Annihilators, and what else? What was the other thing? I don't remember. But it was a whole lot of Vortex, and that wasn't fun to watch either. So
it was a thumper, right?
Operator wise,
we saw a lot of shit that we didn't want to see.
Annihilators, there were Sparrows.
Death Machine.
Yeah, there was Death Machine. It was Death Machine Vortex because everybody was banning Annie Sparrow, and the Vortex was nuts back then. And it was 2 shots and it killed you. It's only going to be worse now.
See, I was thinking the exact opposite. I felt like they needed to add ricochet damage to yourself. Instead, they just pull out the ability to cure yourself with the vortex to kind of like counter that, I guess. It's like ricochet, if you're gonna die to a vortex, if you're gonna shoot the claw, you should take ricochet damage just like the vortex gives a damage if you shoot yourself in the foot, right?
That makes sense, but like, why wouldn't there just be friendly fire in general then? You know, why would that
that's
only
not just
apply
friendly
to
fire. It's like if you baconade and toss it, it's not going to kill your teammate, but it's going to kill you. If you send a vortex shot to your teammate, it doesn't kill them; it kills you. Ricochet damage should be felt by you if you shoot yourself or in your vicinity, right? That was just my thought. I don't make the game, but
that might be a decent change too.
But they went the exact opposite direction, and
you'd like fry yourself though, like.
Oh yeah, so that you have to be precise with it.
Yeah, claw melts, so you definitely, man, you'd have to be careful. I just imagine that, like, watching how, like, Robalo uses claw,
Yeah.
Rep would be killing himself with the claw all the time. He'd be killing himself all the time with the claw, man.
Goofy Goober guys, Clout Image, what are your thoughts?
Oh, man.
Vortex not going to do damage anymore. Blur can't give off the excuse that he sucked himself into an oblivion. Is this a big thing or a great thing or a bad thing?
I mean, that sounds kind of broken. I mean, I think
broken.
also what Blur. I remember last year. I think Blur, during Arsenal was kind of like that guy who used the. I seen him. I mean, for me personally, I seen him.
The very first guy, one of the first few guys I've seen actually use it very well.
Yeah, he was abusing it. You know, at the time. So, I mean, it's making it. You could just hold hills in a corner and like kill people. Like people push up. I think it discourages more like aggressive play, I guess, if you're on a hill, because the people playing hill could just use a vortex and just shoot them like everywhere, and no one could touch the hill. I don't know. That's a good idea, especially in adding another shot to it. Also, yeah, that's kind of
already 3 shots, you know. So now the added thing is just
4 shots.
So it's going to go from 3 to 4.
No, it's not gonna. No.
Okay.
It's not going to 4.
It was the recent update
it's
before they added the 3, and then
now
now they're
3. It's
going
just
to
now
take
you
away the.
can't kill yourself with it.
Now you just can't suck yourself off. That's terrible.
Yeah. Pause.
I mean,
I'm sorry. I had to look. It was on a tee. I couldn't help myself. Yeah. If they add that feature to the vortex, I don't want to see it in champs. I don't think it should be. That is not competitive. That is annoying for one. It encourages and very much so.
Want to play against it. It'll get
it'll be banned. So we're gonna see annihilators. We're gonna see whatever else claws. I mean, if it's getting an auto veto, why not go ahead and just ban it altogether?
Yeah, exactly. Like, if it's gonna be a whole permanent ban type thing where every team is just banning Vortex, then it's gotta go, if that's the case.
No, you gotta use that same argument with stuff like it's permaban, like Annihilator. What's the argument for keeping Annihilator then if people are just...
Well, Annihilator isn't getting Annihilator now is not getting permaban. Some teams just choose to ban it.
Yeah, it's a very, very high ban percentage, though, if you look at all of the other
operators. Yeah. But I mean, if you think about it, you're going to have to ban either that, the Sparrow, the Claw, or the Purifier. Most of the time, it's going to be the Annie just because of the potential of getting that 5-man wipe easily. But, I mean, Quick Fix is not in the game anymore, so that's another thing with operators.
And they also nerfed the Annihilator a lot, like with the aim assist.
They did.
And all that. So, so I mean,
it's still like completely cracked, like one of the top, but
it's still crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's still one of the top. It's always been in the top since like the game has pretty much been around, but
it's
I think
like the Claw
a little bit more. Yeah.
It's kind of like the Claw. You can still kill the guy with the Annie. But yeah. That Vortex thing where you could just hide in a corner that's
what do I think?
A little crazy.
I agree with everyone here. Yeah, if you can't
because you're the one that's gonna have to deal with it. If you're walking into a room and somebody's got 4 or 3 shots from a grab Vortex, they're literally just sitting in the black hole. How often are you going to want to peek that?
Difficult. At least Marshy won't be able to kill himself anymore.
Yes. Look, I'm sorry, but that feature being taken out is an L, bro. As many times I've seen
doing his movement, dude.
picking up like 4 or 5 kills off of 2 or 3 of those shots, and then that third one they just clip themselves, and I'm like, well, there he goes. He had a great feed while it lasted. But I felt like that was like a give and take balance. It's like we'll give you the ability to kill people and deny them entry into a point, or if you just want to deal with a pest on the other side of the room, but you can't shoot yourself. I felt like that was so rewarding to see someone not kill themselves after a grab vortex spree. Now it's not going to be enjoyable. I'm not going to be sitting from my desk watching and like, damn, dude, they're popping another grab vortex. No excitement here. It's just going to be kills. That's not fun. That is, I mean, from a spectator point of view, obviously from a coaching point, that's got to be like a clusterfuck if you see someone do that. Like, oh, damn, you just got 3 in the feed, but then you killed yourself. What the hell happened here, Johnny?
I agree, yeah.
I mean, it just goes back to the whole like everything should have some kind of everything in the game should have some kind of response. Like,
True.
what is your response to Vortex? The only thing that you can use is trophy system, but there's only 2 projectiles for the trophy system, and the range is trash, and the Vortex has 3 shots, so it's like things need to get buffed
Yeah.
things need to get buffed in accordance with, you know, these kinds of changes for the game to really be balanced. But that's a whole other issue, you know.
Okay. All right, we've covered a lot. Did we miss anything, Shotzi? Is there anything that we?
I mean,
Is there anything that you guys wanted to cover? Anything that you guys want to talk about? I came here to just shoot shit with you guys, and kind of like highlight some of the people that are behind the scene. More importantly, I get the players all the time. These guys, I've got countless DMs now that are just ready to line up. But I also wanted to take the liberty of highlighting Goofy Goobers. This is what I wanted to mention. What time frame
I
are we
know what
looking at?
this
Yeah,
is.
you already know what it is. Yeah. I'm knocking at the door, and you got to answer this time around. You don't have to directly answer it, but what kind of time frame are we looking at?
I'll
Because
answer.
everybody's in suspense right now.
Suspense. I wouldn't really call it suspense. I mean,
Okay.
I guess it's kind of like known that we did take a team trip to LA, but time frame wise, we really haven't made the final decision.
Okay.
There are still the few offers that are we're looking at, but yeah, they're great offers, obviously.
Okay.
Just to clear things out here, with the whole drama that people have been talking about with us leaving Undream and betraying them, I guess. Our contract ended way before Stage 4, so us leaving, we talked to the owners and we told them, hey, we're just gonna represent you guys. There are other offers that we'd like to explore, but just out of respect, we'll stay with Undream until we finally make a decision. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, go ahead, Clout.
I mean, yeah, I agree with Image on that point, and we even like forfeited our pay and stuff. People don't know this type of thing. I'm just clearing the air on that. Like, we forfeited our pay for like 2 months. Being nice on it, because that was like contracted. We just did it out of like respect to the organizations, to the owners and stuff.
So no hard feelings for the guys over at you.
Yeah, I don't have no hard feelings
Yeah,
for anything or anything like that.
That's good.
Yeah.
And especially to Nikki. I know she's not part of Undream anymore, but yeah, Nikki was really one of the best owners at the time, CEOs of Undream. So
Good deal.
as far as orgs go, that's probably the best org I've been a part of. And what Image said, we talked to different orgs and stuff. We're still in the process, and yeah, I mean, when it happens, I guess.
All right.
We're not really in a rush because, like I said, Stage 5 is around the corner.
Yeah, it's 45, like less than 45 days away. I mean, you have plenty of time to make a move. Obviously, there is where everything will be handled, and y'all have a big decision to be made with plenty of time. There's still plenty of big decisions to make outside of that too. So I'm excited about it. I'm glad I got a chance to have all you in here. I know Bolu's got to go study for a test, so I didn't want to cut us shy, but I also wanted to highlight you guys because you're what's the brains behind the operation. Sometimes, you're not seen. A lot of times you might be heard in chat, but you're not like put on display. And I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to, kind of come shoot the shit with me and kind of pick my brain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, my door is always open. You guys want to pop in here at any time? I've always got an open door policy with that. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since I've talked to you.
we've been
way too
busy, man.
with my
You
work.
literally work a lot of hours, bro. I check in on you or try to see where you've been at, but
not just me, man. That's why there's 2 of us. I mean, Cloud over there,
you
he
sound like
probably
my
works
grandmother,
way
okay,
more
bro?
than me.
All right.
Yeah.
No. I get it.
Nah,
It is.
that's
You're right.
crazy.
I'm
Yo.
a shitty person. I get it. I know. I'm
No, I
literally
mean,
the
the first
worst.
time meeting, yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, I'm not really like the person to really go and speak out. I mean, most people that know me, in the scene kind of know that I'm not really like a outgoing person like that. But I kind of like just to work in the background. I just like to say the work speaks for itself. You know,
Good deal.
I mean,
does.
you know, with ARP, you know, like, you know, people don't really know I was a coach for ARP during stage 5. You know, I coached Nova. You know, Coach Zygnus, made that Zygnus roster with S-Thug, Saxy. You know, I made a lot of really,
place.
yeah, I made a lot of like teams that people don't even know I was part of Explicit during the stage
Why are we
4.
just now like getting you on?
It's really I don't know. I just don't like, most people know I just don't really speak about those type of things. I don't really try to brag about it that much, but you know, I think coming to stage 5, you know, I just wanted to, you know, represent more. And like I said, Image has been a tremendous part when I'm not here. He's available. You know, we just cover for each other.
There we go.
And like I said, like us as a team, we're more like a family vibe.
See, Clout, all I understood from that whole conversation is that you basically said that you make everybody in the comms say, yo, when is my turn?
This guy.
Right. Hey, wait,
yeah.
can you turn me back into comp material, Clout?
I mean,
That's a joke. I
anytime.
was never comp material, so.
Never
Yes, you
know.
are. What?
Okay, just
Yo.
get the red magic. I mean, Blur. I mean, before the red magic, Blur was
Oh my
going
God,
like
red
0 on
magic is a
35.
career saver.
Oh, that's crazy.
Look, tell Blur he's an ass for not wanting
Even
to come
Jingo,
on.
even
because
Jingo too. Jingo, yeah.
Oh,
Jingo
Jingo's
too,
a
and
man,
Zygnus.
bro.
Yeah, Jingo's a homie, but back in Zygnus, before he got the red magic, Jingo was fighting demons back then. He was like, I don't know, but after he got the red magic in Arsenal, it was like he was like a whole different person.
Good to know.
I like that.
So you still didn't answer my question. When is my turn?
Never.
Never.
You
That's
know what?
right.
You know what? That's fine. You know what? Watch.
Bolu,
Watch, yo,
I appreciate
coming
you
next
for
year.
taking the time and
Yeah,
coming to
thank
spit.
you, Verdict.
Like
See
I
you
said,
guys.
y'all don't have a coach,
Yeah.
so I figured you would be the best representative in coming through and representing, and you know, having a good time with the guys. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope everyone in chat enjoyed it as well too. But Bolu, I appreciate you. Zim,
Thank you.
you the man. I'm Zim. You crazy ass. I appreciate you for stopping by in too, man. You're very insightful. You and Image and Cloud and Bolo as well. Open the flood the lights on to different topics that I would never explore by myself. So, and I hope chat is enlightened by the knowledge you guys bring to the table. So I appreciate all of you, Zim.
No, thank you. I'm gonna dip out though. I'm gonna go eat dinner. But
Wait. Before y'all leave, I just want to say
Sure.
thank you for stopping by and congratulations on making it stage 5 and good luck.
Man, you could have said that months ago.
Yeah, I know, right? Damn, son, kind of
Man,
late.
bro,
Exactly.
watch. No.
worries,
I
better
speak
late than
to
never.
y'all, I don't speak.
Oh,
To
wait,
y'all, I
I
don't
have a
speak.
question for you.
What?
Okay.
Are you shorty?
No.
Oh!
That's the most controversial shit right now. Hey,
All right, chat,
I
we're
ain't
going to
gonna
get geared
lie,
up
I ain't
for a
gonna lie.
raid. If you want to find out if Shotzi
wait,
is shorty, you're going to have to
please,
tune in to the next episode
wait.
because
No,
the
no,
spawn
wait,
is
hold on,
done.
wait.
Coach's
Before we-
spotlight
If
ends
Brexit
now.
ever sees this, bro,
We'll go back to reality.
If ever see
We'll
We'll
Brexit
see you
this
guys
I'm
next
taking
time.
ass.
Later, guys.
All right, bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong. I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth. Can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have it douse, not what I'm about. Have your cloud, it be raining out.